Well, man, I appreciate you, man. It's been cool to meet you last time we came. We love coming here. You guys do really good in serving us and getting food. And man, I just saw you, man, and I just said, man, I would love to get your insight about, man, spiritual things.
Yeah.
You don't mind me sharing what she's asking you. So, man, give me your name if you don't mind.
Damien.
So Damien, so what's your thoughts, man? What do you think happens to a person after death?
Personally, I just leave it up to, I just don't know.
Yeah.
There are, like, people say when you die, your brain's active for however many seconds
Sure.
or minutes, whatever, and that's you replaying your memories, or that's you being lifted up to go to heaven, or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Personally, I just don't know. So
Yeah.
it's not been any, I guess, anything that I kind of
Yeah.
can go with.
Sure. Do you want to know, or you just gonna wait till you find out?
I do want to know, but it's like some that not the biggest, not a believer in God. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that.
No, it's okay, man. Hey, that's why I want to get this insight.
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't believe in God, so I don't believe in there being an afterlife. Maybe you're reincarnated.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It could be all of the above.
All right.
Just something.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Well, Damon, let me try to at least put a rock in your shoe.
Okay.
I'll give you a silly illustration.
Okay.
So what if I told you, man, that your car, you got a car, right?
Yep.
What if I told you your car just built itself? How would you respond?
Makes sense.
It won't make sense.
No.
Why not?
Just
Cars don't build themselves.
No.
I mean, it's perfect design. Like, well, not perfectly designed. You
Yeah.
probably got the check engine light on, but
something like that.
Yeah. But so cars don't build themselves.
Yeah.
So even though you don't see the builder of the car, you know that the builder exists because the car exists.
Yeah.
You don't have a car without a builder. Well, would you take that same logic and put it into the world? Well, like, worlds don't create themselves. Puppies, dogs, oceans, fish, they don't create themselves.
Yeah.
Would you say that the world just kind of randomly came out of nowhere?
So yeah, I mean, that really is one of the hardest things. Like nobody's been able to understand, like the Big Bang.
Sure.
If people go with saying there's a Big Bang theory, that leads to a very good chance of there being a creator, because it doesn't just
Somebody had to make it bang.
Yeah, it didn't just come out of nowhere. So there is a strong argument for there being a creator. But I don't know.
And we know that nothing can create everything we see. That's
Yeah.
that's scientifically impossible,
Yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's kind of one of those things. Like, I'm hoping I just live long enough to people understand stuff more and
be able to figure it out.
Yeah, that's kind of all it
Yeah.
is. And I'm always interested in, like, hearing,
What I want to do is just take a few more minutes to just put, like, God on trial, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But specifically, go ahead.
I have my whole friend group. They're all Christians. I go with them all the time.
Really?
They always talk to me about, have these one-on-ones with me.
Really?
And I always give them my thoughts back.
Because somebody want to know, because death is coming, man.
Yeah.
That's one thing man, that 10 out of 10 people are going to die.
Yeah.
So you want to have somewhat of an understanding what happens after death, because if you don't, man, you're going to get, at some point, you're going to get depressed.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah.
It's scary, right?
Yep.
So based on what you believe, how do you think humanity came into like, how did everything come into the world? If you had, other than God, what's your best explanation of how things came into being?
I think it's just bright molecules, like science kind of way,
Yeah.
Bright molecules create life after billions and billions of years of stuff like that going on. I'm not most educated and be like, oh, this is when the carbon life formed.
Right.
I don't know, but that's what I think. It's just something that happens. Like, I think there is other life, probably potentially
Maybe somewhere else.
And then it's like, who created them?
Yeah. And again, like, that happens, if it happened billions of years ago and you wasn't there to see it, like, you have to have faith that happened, right?
I guess. Well, maybe it's not really faith, because I feel like it's to our best of our understanding.
I got you.
It's just like how we can logically put it together with, science and whatever.
So what do you think your purpose is? Why do you think you exist?
I don't think I exist.
Yeah.
I think just being alive, humans are the only creatures to, like, give themselves meaning.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
like, you look at a puppy, they're not like, like I don't know how to explain it, but they don't know. You know, they can't put meaning to their life.
They're just doing what they do instinctively.
Survive,
yeah, absolutely.
Rather than like humans can get themselves like,
for sure.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
What was the question?
So yeah, what's the purpose of your life? Why do you exist? You know what I'm saying?
I think it changes for like everybody has a different reason for why they exist, and mine is just I think just building human connections. You know, so what matters. Like when you're on your deathbed, I think you would look back more at, oh, that was a really good person, or you know, you talk to so many people like you live on through them because they you know they were like such a good guy, or you know.
Yeah. What about why do you think the world is just so messed up, man? You see all types of things we see.
Why do I think
school shootings, murders, starvation, people getting raped? Why is the world so messed up? How would you explain that?
I think it's just free will, and a lot of people, the way they're raised, or they're wired differently. You know, creates these I don't know, these toxic behaviors, toxic traits, or you know, aren't good for. They just weren't raised well, or you know, don't judge nobody. You know, everybody's wired differently.
Everybody wired different. Everybody made different.
I don't know. It's free will. You know. You do your own.
So, what hope do you have for a world that's just falling apart?
What
hope can you propose? Like, what's gonna fix everything? You have any idea?
What's gonna fix everything? just need good morals. I mean,
good morals.
Be raised properly.
Right.
Need to be. They need people to be there for them, kind of present. I feel like that's a lot of these problems with people. I mean, they do have morals, but ain't very good ones sometimes.
Well, just take God out of the picture, right? If God is out of the picture, then everybody can actually make their own morals and what they think is right. So if somebody think killing somebody is right, if God doesn't exist, who's to say that they're wrong?
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I mean, look back at the Incas or the Mayans. And, you know, they were sacrificing people for,
absolutely.
You know, so
right.
That was their morals that they created.
Yeah. So, because even if you don't, man, you know, murder. Even if you don't know, take God out of the picture, you know that murder is wrong. Stealing somebody else's stuff is wrong because it's actually you can feel the conscience telling you that it's wrong. That makes sense. I'll give you one more question on this.
Okay.
How do you solve the problem of death, man? Man, you have a beautiful girlfriend. You have your life ahead of you. Man, did you know every single 24 hours, 170,000 people wake up thinking that they're going to exist and then they're gone. Every single 24 hours, 170,000 people die. And they have the same plan, same thing you have, same options and goals in life, and they're gone. You know what I'm saying? So how do you solve the problem of death? Because you know it's going to come and steal all the enjoyment you ever have away.
I don't really know.
All right, this is why I want to give you an answer just to put in your shoe, and I'll be finished, man. So, you ever heard of Jesus Christ? All right, because you got Christian friends. They're probably praying for you, too.
Oh, yeah, they always like anytime we go out to eat, they're always,
really?
I'll sit there, I'll pray, I'll bow my head.
Just to be respectful.
I won't eat, you know,
sure.
Then get finished, but yeah.
Have you ever specifically heard what he said about those 5 questions? So, it's going to blow your mind, man. Okay. So, even if you don't necessarily believe it, see if it just kind of makes sense. So, 2,000 years ago,